was the president in 1981? Which Star Wars episode was the destruction about to run? Grab the smartest friends, you know it's time to start the game. R-rated trivia, we're here to train your brain.
Myself, Barris, and Colt might be joining us a little later. Today is our Tuesday game, so it is our viewer submission game every Tuesday. And if you want to if you want to submit a game, go to Colt at barratedtrivia.com and send them something. You're all allowed to. Don't care who does it, as long as someone does it. That way, it's more fun. We get to see things from your point of view and things that in your wheelhouse, and actually people will learn things from it. And you never know where to help you. Speaking of the person that created this game, because of this crowd.live, Andrew, and let me introduce Andrew, who's right here with me.
Hey, Barris.
How are you tonight?
Good, thanks.
We were just talking about trivia leagues and how to get clicky and stuff like that. And we're not clicky here. The only clicky we do is on these. This is the only click I do.
It's a cool group of people. That's why I enjoy it.
I'm glad you do. I hope everybody else out there enjoys it. Crowd.live/Andrew. And tell us about this quiz tonight.
Well, I was just telling Barris, I was a little nervous because I'm deep into martial arts, and I know not everyone is, but I try to put together a bunch of different facts that aren't just gimmies, that aren't like, Captain Obvious easy stuff, but hopefully that's interesting and gives you insight into some of the different arts that are out there. I started out in Taekwondo, and when I was at MIT, I did Filipino knife and stick fighting. So we used to do full contact weapons. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was kind of a fight club, and we drew in people from all different backgrounds: judo players, wrestlers, boxers. And from there, it's like anything else. If you get really into one thing, it opens your eyes to everything. Because it teaches really a science of body mechanics, you can appreciate Mike Tyson's uppercut, or a ballet dancer, or Derek Jeter. It's just like amazing. So
what I've learned with martial arts, it teaches a lot about balance.
Oh, absolutely.
And not just your body. There's a lot more going on. Like, people think it's just punch, kick, block, and it's so much more than that. I took Taekwondo as well.
Oh, nice.
When I was in 7th grade.
Right.
And I took it more for discipline because I was a wild child. I needed something to keep me focused. And that's when Taekwondo was like, everybody was teaching Taekwondo, like how everyone
great when you're young, not good on the joints when you get older.
Oh my goodness, I could never do it now. I'm having a hard time just getting up on a chair. Oh, I was just about to put Colton, but you just.
The one thing you learn about martial arts there are no absolutes. Tai Chi can work, Taekwondo can work. It depends on the individual. You know, I studied. I did some boxing at Frazier's gym back in the day when he was still around back in Philly. And at the time I was like 22, 23, in my prime, and was not in that great shape, but as best as I'll ever be. And they had a round robin with a professional boxer named Meldrick Taylor. He was getting ready for his fight, I think with Chavez. And we all were supposed to round. I spent one round with him, and I've never been more scared in my life. I tell people, it's like being in the ring with a wild animal. It's like, he looks like me, he's got arm and legs, but he moves different. And why is everything exploding around me? So people that have never stepped in the ring and they talk trash about different boxers, I'm like, you should put some respect on their names. Even the B or C level fighters will wreck you. And as a martial artist, I'm like, boxers are on another level. These are professionals.
Yeah, and they hit hard. But they're very good at not being hit also, which is a big difference. Like, I'm not just talking about boxing, but someone swings at you and you dodge everything. You just leave yourself wide open for a barrage. Colt's here. Hi, Colt. Sipping on some beers.
Colt's reporting live from Eli's Tavern in Milford.
Eli's in Milford. Nice.
Very excited to see this game, though, because I plugged it in. And I would have done it horribly if I had to play this, but I'm still really excited for it.
I will say,
it made me want to go watch a bunch of movies. So.
Yeah, the only question I did read so far was the very first one, and I would have gotten that right because I know that one, but that's the only one I've seen. So I haven't seen Oh, and these questions go up to 11.
Sorry, there was an extra one.
These go to 11. It's just like Spinal Tap. How many players do we have so far? We got 8 players. We're gonna get started in about 2 more minutes. I'll let a little more time for more people to get in. And let's do our house cleaning first. Tomorrow is Wednesday Cerebral Sports with Brett Berry. You know sports. You know someone that knows sports or someone that's a Suns fan. Watch Cerebral Sports. 10 questions all about sports. Brett does an awesome job with this, and I was actually, and it's sponsored by Play It Against Sports. And I parked in front of Play It Against Sports tonight when I went to Worst House and did trivia. Did my MCU trivia that went very well with 20 teams. Very surprised at some of the questions that people just knew like so easy, but it's one of those things that people have their niche, people have their wheelhouse, if you will. Sure, if we did one on Game of Thrones, I'd kill it because I'm so obsessed with it, and I'm waiting for this
House
whole
of
new
Dragons.
House of Dragons. I'm actually gonna go back sometime this summer and read Fire and Blood again. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm gonna go back and listen to it on audiobook because I have it on audio now and I have the regular book. It's so much easier to do audio because I can like clean the house and do it or drive for hours. It's always fun. So we're gonna go ahead and get the game started. For those who have never played before, let me introduce you how the game is played. Excuse me. There are 10 questions. Wait, how come their faces aren't up there? That's what I meant to do. Excuse me, there are 11 questions. These questions go to 11. They're all going to be multiple choice. Your first 8, your annoying 9th will be a write-in. Then your 10th and 11th will be multiple choice. Double the points on those also. And if you haven't gotten in yet, it's crowd.
You might have to adjust the last one.
You might have to adjust it. I'll go back and look at it. I'll do it right now. Do it live.
Check that.
Oh, my friend. Oh, no. Double the points. I'm going to give you half the time. Double the points. Oh, I would have got this one wrong. Definitely. I do know someone that practiced this. Yep, we're all good. Oh, 2. Half the time, 2 double the points. This is going to be interesting. So your game is going to start right now. In first place, we'll get nothing but a hand clap. And that reminds me, I have to send some gift cards out. Totally forgot. All right, let's start the game up. And I understand we have notes for a lot of these questions, right?
All of them except the right one.
Oh, of course. That'd be weird. Or you could have one. Doesn't matter. What martial art was IP Man's famed teacher of Bruce Lee proficient in? Wing Chun, Karate, Jeet Kune Do, or Jun Fa? Yeah, I would have got. I probably would have got this wrong. No, I wouldn't have got this wrong. I knew this. Teacher of Bruce Lee. Remember that. That's the key there. Time's up. 2 say Wing Chun. Majority saying karate. Jeet Kune Do is the martial arts founded by Bruce Lee. And Jun Fa, your answer is Wing Chun.
Yeah. The Donnie Yen movies were all about
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen the first one. No, I've seen the second one. I think there's 4 of them, right?
Yeah, I think so. There's one with Mike Tyson. I know that.
I think that's the third. That's the last one.
Yeah,
I have not watched that one. Let's go look at our scores. Glue Sniffers in first place. This is the way in second. Stickman. We have Yup, Patty's, Miriam, Mark and Max.
This next question is gonna show who watches the stream.
Oh, that's a good thing. I like that. So make sure you're paying attention to the screen. Question number 2.
It might be something you just said.
What is the name of the martial art which Bruce Lee developed after studying many arts? Oh,
That's
God.
cool.
Jeet Kune Do, Kung Fu, Lit Wei, or Krav Maga? Always thought it was Krav Maga.
I realized that it's basically MAGA at the end there.
Krav
Feels
Maga.
weird now.
Now, well, I mean,
that name is from.
Mega wasn't really in our lexicon until the last like 4 or 5 years. Well, probably 6 years now. Time's up. Oh my goodness, your majority put in Jeet Kune Do because they actually listened to what I said. Or maybe they knew it. They might have known it. The late, great Bruce Lee. Oh, actually, I wrote a question the other day about a Bruce Lee question. I'm going to put it in my next trivia. And I think people already know the answer. I think people know the answer because I know the answer. And it's about one of his movies. My favorite Bruce Lee movie, by the way, is Fist of Fury.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I love that.
All his movies are great. Like, he wasn't just a martial artist. He knew how to present. Like, he used to study samurai movies. Yeah, he would sell it. The Japanese movies, you could basically hear the blade going through the bone. And the Bruce Lee movies, that's what sets him apart from the regular kung fu crap, is that when he hits, you can feel the power and the speed behind it. The blocking. Yeah. They actually had to slow down the film. He was so fast.
What martial art is Steven Seagal considered proficient in? Ooh, do I know this? Jiu-jitsu, judo, aikido, or kinpo? Do I know this? All right, I have a guess. I'm not going to tell anybody my guess. I'm looking at the answers. Yep, I was right. Sweet. Oh, I'm very happy about that. So I said I know someone that studied this.
Yeah, I did too.
One says jiu-jitsu, one says judo, 3 say aikido, and one says kinpo, and 3 teams are correct. It's aikido. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but my friend used to tell me aikido, he told me, is the art of breaking bones.
No, I think it's the art of harmony. It's derived. I studied Daitoru Jiu-Jitsu, which is what the samurais used when their swords were not available to basically cripple people. And Aikido is taken from one of 9 scrolls. And the founder basically said, I want to focus on more the mental aspects. So it's more harmonious and beautiful. And some of the criticism, especially from Rogan and the MMA community, is that shit doesn't work. There's too much cooperation. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? There are no absolutes. If the guy's good and he gets a lock on you, you're still going to get messed up.
Yeah, you are.
But there was a guy in college who knew Aikido. He used to say to me, grab me by my wrist. And I'd grab him and he'd go, not that hand, the other hand. And that's the problem with Aikido. It's like, okay, how much do you want me to help you with this?
This is the way Stickman Glues never moves on to third. Question number 4. In John Wick, the main character uses primarily judo throws, Brazilian jiu-jitsu submissions, and gun fu. In the latest installment, John Wick 3 Parabellum, the main nemesis Zero is portrayed by Filipino actor and former Iron Chef chairman Mark de Casos as a Japanese sushi chef and ninja, but his 2 henchmen actually demonstrate the techniques of what Indonesian art? The curve, how do you say that? Karambit blades were a giveaway.
It's like a sickle.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Is it Eskrima, Pentaxilat, Arnes de Mano, or Kali? Don't know this one. I would guess on this one, and I'd probably be wrong. I'm not going to look at the answer, though. I'm going to see if my answer is correct. My guess was B. And your answer is B. Oh, sweet. I'm so good.
Nice.
I'm so good.
Yes. Silat is very heavily on the blades, just like the Filipino arts, and very deceptive with the hand movement. So these guys going into low stances, that's very Indonesian. And that kind of stood out to me. It may be a little bit too obscure for you guys, but anyway. One of the general truths about martial arts I've learned is that what you see is not always what you get, hence the sweet science. Boxing, feints, traps, deception, and all the martial arts, especially the Southeast Asian and Kung Fu, they have that to a certain extent. Nice. Yeah, it's like the guy hypnotizing the cobra. We can get hypnotized if we're set up a certain way. There's magic to it.
Because you're looking
It's
for
not
one
just-
thing, and it's
Right. Boxers set traps because they move a certain way to test you, to see how you're going to move.
Yeah.
And after a while, you just kind of dance with them. And that's when they get you. They throw off the
that's what
time.
knocked out. Well, martial
Yeah.
art was used to choreograph the Jason Bourne series. Kali, Kinpo, Krav Maga, or Muay Thai?
Yeah, hard. Yeah.
I'm probably going to be wrong on this one. Yep, I'm wrong. That probably doesn't help anybody, though. Todd Markham says, everybody Wing Chun.
Everybody's kung fu fighting tonight.
Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Two say Kali. One says Kimpo. Three say Krav Maga. Two say Muay Thai kickboxing. The answer is Kali.
Yeah, so that's the art actually I studied at MIT. My particular style was Pikiti Tirsia, which means to cut into little pieces up close. It's taught to the recon Marines and the SEALs and the operators. But all Kali, the synonyms would be Eskrima or Arnis. They teach weapons because weapons are faster, and they teach you the mechanics of how to strike. Everything comes in on certain numbered angles. So once you take away the stick, it's a knife. Once you take away the knife, the hand, the uppercut, the hook, everything. So you learn how to evade the same way. It's like boxing, except with weapons.
Except with weapons, yeah.
And they have dirty boxing too, with slaps and hacks and elbows. A lot of little tricks. But
what martial art was a precursor to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Oh, do I know this one? Judo, Sambo, Akijitsu, or Kung Fu? I think I know that. Do I know this? I know my guess, but I feel like I'm wrong. I know it ends with a vowel. That's as far as I got. All right, so my guess is judo, and for some reason I'm thinking it's sambo.
It's a great guess.
It's judo. Sweet.
Yeah. So the Gracies developed Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but it's a misnomer because they developed it from the mat work of judo. Being smaller in stature, they saw this judo demonstration from a representative of the Kodokan, the headquarters of judo in Japan. He was like a missionary, demonstrate our art. And they said, hey, we're small. We can take a big guy, take him down to the ground, and that levels the playing field. So they specialize.
Yeah, because you're on your knees or on your back, you're all the same size.
But the truth is traditional jiu-jitsu, which is aikijitsu, which is the precursor of both judo and aikido, is different. That's more like joint locks, breaking wrists, dislocating shoulders, and submissions, standing as well as on the ground. It's much more. It's not a sport. It's not something you can play because you end up crippling people. But anyway, neat stuff. Barris, you still there?
That's gonna be tricky. Let's see if I can.
Looks like you're cycling back.
Oh my
in.
God!
You're back.
Oh, that was weird.
You gave us a scare.
Tai Chi Chuan, Sistema, Aikido, or Judo? Wow. I like this gif. A little kid takes a dragon's heart out. Finish him. Yeah. Time's up. Oh, we split the room. For say Tai Chi. Oh, your answer is judo. I knew. That's what I figured. With mat work and throws, I know is judo.
Yeah, it's actually not very gentle because you're basically throwing someone at the planet, and it's devastating. But it's gentle in the sense that it's highly technical and.
And a lot of times you're using their own force against them. Like someone strikes at you, you just move yourself in a way that you can just take their arm and just toss them right over.
Super elegant. And there's a famous UFC champion, Khabib Nurmagomedov, undefeated Russian grappler, and he loves judo. He uses judo on the cage and trips all these other grapplers. He makes them look, quote unquote ordinary. That's a boxing term. He looks ordinary because it looks like they don't even belong in the same ring with him because he's just throwing them all over the place.
What is the nickname of UFC champion Max Holloway? Is it Notorious, Last Stylebender, Blessed, or Bud? I think I know this. Do I? I know which one it isn't. So I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess C. So Notorious is Conor McGregor. The Last Stylebender is the guy that just fought.
Adesanya, Israel Adesanya. Yeah. He's a great artist too.
Terrific.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I love
the
him.
majority saying Blessed, and they are correct. Where's Max Holloway from?
What was that?
Where's Max Holloway from?
He's from Hawaii. So he's always doing this stuff. He's cool. He's very like goofy. And so I like him. He doesn't take himself too serious. He's a killer in the ring. He's had some losses, but he's just not too uptight. And Bud is my favorite boxer. I don't know if you guys follow boxing, but he's from Omaha. He wears trunks that says Omaha, and he's like a quiet killer. He's like, to me, he's like a combination of Tommy Hearns and Marvin Hagler, my two favorites.
Oh, wow.
He's old school.
Marvin Hagler.
Oh, yeah. This guy, he's mellow, but when he's in the ring, it's all business and sweet science.
Khabib the Iro Nurmagomedov is a UFC lightweight champion who recently retired undefeated with a record of 29-0. He originally hails from blank, one of 22 republics of Russia. You're going to need to type your answer in. Oh, man, I've been watching videos about him. Type your answer now. And I don't know if it's his kid or some little kid that's with him. I wouldn't have got this one. I would have been way off. Time's up.
Yeah, this one you might have to go through. So.
Georgia, Russia, Uzbekistan, Chechnya, Moscow. Moscow's out of country.
Chechnya was the closest.
Chechnya is the closest. Dagestan.
Sorry.
Kazakhstan's pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Geographically, though, Chechnya is a neighbor.
A lot of those Stan ones, I get confused of where they are.
Yeah.
One team getting this one right.
He's from the mountains of Dagestan. He's basically like a Bigfoot. He's primitive.
Yeah.
Basically, when he was growing up, the choice was join the Taliban or go into sports. So his father formed a gym to help the youth and train them all, especially his son. Awesome. Yeah, it's like a great story. If you get into it, he's real. Like nothing will break him mentally.
No one wants to join the Taliban. Your next question, double the points in half the time. The director of the 1984 Karate Kid movie also directed which other movie? Rocky, Bloodsport, Above the Law, or Into the Dragon? I don't know this one. But I have seen all of these movies at least 3 times. My man Frank Dukes. One says Rocky, one says Bloodsport, one says Above the Law. The majority is saying Enter the Dragon. The answer is Rocky.
John Avedis. He noticed the feel-good ending, the underdog. I mean, it's just such a masterful movie, the classic one. Even as a martial artist, it's like that crap's not going to work on most people. A jumping front kick is basically the crane technique, a reverse punch. Yeah. But if the art is good, you can suspend your disbelief and go, you know what? I like this so much that I can go with this. It's cool.
Yeah. Besides, he's landing on his bad leg.
Yeah. A little piece of trivia. The gift that I sent to Colt, I guess didn't get to you in time, had footage of Chad McQueen. He plays one of the Cobra Kai in the original series, the son of Steve McQueen. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, that's some good trivia.
Stickman, Markham X Patties. Your last question is, again, double the points at the time because these questions go to 11. Who's the founder of Aikido? Jigoro Kano, Morihei Ueshiba, Ginchi Fukoshi, or Mas Oyama? Sweet roll. And if you don't know, just guess.
I have
I
a
already
feeling
saw
that's what it's going to be. Sorry, guys. I'm a martial arts
Three
nerd.
have picked B, 2 have picked C, 1 has picked D, and 3 are correct.
That's
Man,
impressive.
Feeling really
So
good about
Guchin-
themselves right now.
Jigoro Kano did judo. Guchin Funakoshi did Shotokan karate. Mori Masoyama was a Korean who lived in Japan who started Kyokushinkai, which is a very hard full contact karate style. He used to come into the States in the 50s, and to demonstrate his art, he would break the horns off of charging bulls with his bare hands.
Jesus
He used to
Christ.
punch trees 1,000 times a day. Like those guys are no joke. They're serious. They used to do full contact punches to the head until people started missing teeth. And they said, that's not good for the art because people won't practice if they're missing teeth. But there's some serious guys.
Yeah.
They can defend themselves, though.
Oh,
Markham X walks away
Nice,
with
Markham
the
X.
win.
Killer.
I really think it was that Khabib question that really helped him out. I guess Rocky, because the song "You're the Best" from Karate Kid was the song meant for the one from the Rocky film. I did know that, and I kind of forgot about it. And thank you, Miriam, for that.
I love that. I mean, that's like when I tutor, I tell kids, even when you think you don't know anything, chill the fuck out, quiet your mind, and use your logic there's always something that you can anchor onto to figure out something you don't know. That's like, to me, higher level trivia than just, oh, I know this or I don't know this.
Yeah, because it's, I mean, like,
Not impressive.
You can figure out ways into it, or at least narrow it down so you're deleting options. So you can focus on like closer to a correct answer. Usually.
Yeah.
And it works. It's like a 90% chance that it works.
Yep.
And that's your game, Markham X. Good job tonight.
Yeah, good job, Markham X.
Thank you for that game. Oh, that's the wrong button.
Appreciate you guys all playing and going along with my nerd obsessions. I should have just given you a quiz on fishing.
That'll work too. I'm not a good
Put me in the mood to watch some martial arts films.
I watch IP Man now. Yeah. But yeah, check us out every night. Like I said, tomorrow is Wednesday, so Brett Berry will be here. And I'll be here too. Cole might be here too. Montana says I was doing well for a bit. Good job, Markham X. Good game, Andrew.
Thanks, Montana.
I'll
have to tweak it a little. Get rid of the questions.
You put a comment last night when we had just finished about more of the backstory of the art forms in Star Wars, and there actually is something that I came across. I can't remember where I found it, but about the different style. Like you always see how Obi-Wan does like this, and then he changes. They do have different lightsaber techniques. I don't know if they're derived from real techniques.
I forgot the name of it. I don't really watch the Clone Wars. I'm starting to watch it now, but
I understand. No, the Clone Wars is actually really good.
Yeah, but Japanese swordsmanship isn't obvious. The samurai, they studied kendo to do the fight choreography. But there's basically kendo and there's Ieido. Kendo is sport. That's where they're masked up and they're just sparring. And Ieido is drawing the blade. How quick can you draw? It's like quick draw. Just if you're a firearms owner, there's combat pistol, which is how quick. That's John Wick. That's Kung Fu, which I want to get into.
Kung Fu.
And then there's just straight up quick draw. More down in Texas in that part of the world.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have a lot of that up here, unfortunately.
That's what I'll watch.
What's that?
Even John Wick is what I watch.
I've only seen the first Wick too. I've never seen the other ones.
Oh,
maybe that's what I'll watch that tonight.
The last one was so beautiful, and it was right after Game of Thrones, and all the trivia nerds were like gushing at first about Game of Thrones. I was like, "Are you kidding me? This sucks. This is like such crap."
Yeah, it was.
And then I told them about John Wick Parabellum, and I said I was in tears. It was so beautiful at one point because it's everything I love: martial arts, guns, German shepherds. They had Malinois actually.
German shepherds.
But I'm like, it's so beautiful the way they did it. It's so artistic, and it's kind of like Bruce Lee. You could feel it. That that's gonna work. It's like people like real. When we watched Mike Tyson back in the '80s, you could feel that's gonna hurt. That is not like every other heavyweight. He hits like a welterweight, but he's built like a heavyweight.
And he's not tall, and everything was so compact, and it hits so hard. There's actually currently on ABC. There is a documentary of it's kind of like The Last Dance. It follows Mike Tyson's career arc. I've only seen the
Yeah.
first episode. I haven't watched any other ones yet.
Well, he's the one
very
who got me into boxing because he had a whole series of videos because he studied all the old time greats going back to John Sullivan. I love that guy. He's just so smart. And I got to meet him at Gleason's because I'm friends with the owner, and he was doing community service.
Nice.
So I took out my uncle gave me, this is even before my time, I took out my Sports Illustrated, Kid Dynamite, Unifies. There was a cover, 3 Sports Illustrated. One where he's throwing an overhand right, knocking out Trevor Berbick, and he looks like a bull shark charging. So I had my son ask him to sign it. My son's like 9. He goes up to him, and Tyson's like, hey, you're a little young to have these. Where did you get these? And my son points at me. He goes, my dad, he made me do it. I was like, don't make him mad. He gives him a little noogie. I have this on video. He gives him a noogie. He goes, I like this kid. He's funny. You gotta go, yeah, he's a fan. I'm like Homer Simpson. He's like Bart. He's like a pain in my ass. Just get this autograph.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, don't get him mad.
All right, hey guys, that's our game. Thank you again, Andrew, for an awesome game.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think I've learned something too, and that's what I like. Because then I
hope you guys enjoyed it.
I'm going to use it against everybody else when I write some more trivia.
Sounds good.
For Andrew, Barris, and Colt, we're going to
Thanks,
take
Colt. Thanks, Barris.
And
thanks, guys, for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you
See all of you again.
We'll see you all tomorrow.
We're going to have some fun. We're calling it Hot Fingers Trivia now. Because you got to answer quickly for more points.
Now, if you played the game here before, which it's nice to see a lot of familiar faces, welcome back. No sheets, no pens for tonight. We are playing a game on our phone. Hot fingers! What do we have?
8 feet. So again, in the National Hockey League, how long is the game?
All right, question number 24. This is the final question in this round. Give yourself a few minutes to go grab some more brews. Hit the rest of the